adventure.
Thank you.
I want to welcome everybody here today. It's just a pleasure for me to be here and to be able to work with the school system and the school board as this has developed over the last year or so. And to be honest with you, this is a situation that I like to be in. I've been in my office taking care of other things, and I've had the right employees in the right place to go out and to start these groups and these programs and these coalitions to work together with each other to get end result. It's just a situation where none of us really care about the credit as long as we get the results. You know, if it's the school board, if it's the police department, if it's the media, as long as we get our kids in a more positive approach and get positive results. And that's happening in this program with the leadership of Dr. Martin and Sergeant Collins. And a few weeks ago, just as Mike was talking to me about this program that he introduced today, Wake County school officials and resource officers were trying to come to the table to regroup and to get everybody on the same page. And it was a comfort to me to know that Mike and Dr. Martin had already started that approach here in Franklin County, that they realized that we're at different branches and we've got different rules. And anybody can work through the black and white areas. But when the true professionals come out, it's when you've got a gray area, when you've got, well, I could go this way, or I could go this way, you know, where there's no set rule. That's where your top people and your true leaders come out. And that's what's happened here, you know. We've been able to say, hey, we've got several other programs and they're working, and we're in the schools, and things change. When the school resource officers first came to the school, it was a major impact on protecting the students. Then it kind of went over a little bit to policing the students. And now it's kind of came together that we protect and police. But in parenting, as most of y'all know, the same hand and arm that loves you is the same hand that has to punish you. And there's a fine line there. And our oath says to enforce the law. It doesn't say arrest everybody. It doesn't say give everybody a ticket. It says enforce the law. So the gray area that has come about in school resource officers and juvenile police officers is arresting, fining, punishing is not always the correct way as we see it as local law enforcement to enforce the law. So as sheriff, I've given my people the judgment to be able to make those decisions. William Dement, when I was a kid, he was sheriff. And it appeared to me that everybody he helped turned out good. And everybody he arrested needed to be arrested. And I've always set that as a goal to be able to determine, you know, where you use what method. And that's a challenge for me every day. But my resource officers have really perfected that. And they've worked with the school leaders, everybody in the school, to know something about each kid, to know what it takes. I've been to a lot of classes, leadership classes, and defining people. And I just happened to think about it when I was here, but one of the exercises that we do in one of these classes is they give you a blank piece of paper. They tell you to draw something on that paper. The position of where you draw it, the size of where you draw it, different characteristics about it. Studies have been done that it tells you a lot about a person. So if I tell someone to go serve a paper for me at the sheriff's office, I've got some people that'll go knock on the door and say he wasn't at home. I've got some people that'll go 2 or 3 times. I got some people that'll chase them down, pull their hair, and stick the paper in their hand. So I've got to know, and I found out all this through training, I've got to know these people so that myself and my command staff know how to tell them what to do. And that's been an instrumental part in going with the kids, the schools. You know, let's face it, middle school resource officers and elementary school resource officers is fairly new compared to the high school resource officers. But I can tell you the need is there. And I'm committed at the sheriff's office to do what it takes. I'm very satisfied with what we've got with the revolving resource officers now, but I'm not totally satisfied. My commitment is to get an officer in each school that can bond with these kids, that can find out how to explain, how to lead by example, how to be on the level of whatever grade that we're in, to show the truth part of the collaboration with the school board and law enforcement, and to get those results. And a lot of our oath comes to protect and serve. Well, this is the serve part of it. And it's my job as sheriff. I help a lot more people than I arrest, and I'm glad to say that. And this is just where we can start helping kids earlier, getting the message out that we're together. We're not the bad guy. We're not going to put the handcuffs on you. And that's a stereotype that we've got to break, because how many of you have heard, well, if you don't behave, I'm going to call the police. You know, if you don't do this, I'll be eating. If you don't behave, I'm going to get the police to get you. You know, that kind of puts out the wrong thing. So Mike and his leadership with the resource officers is working to change that. And he's done an excellent job with the help and the support of Dr. Martin and the whole school board here in Franklin County, that statewide now people are beginning to call and ask, hey, what's going on in Franklin County? So we want to keep that going. And it's all for the kids. I have not assigned a single person to a resource officer's job. They all came to me and asked for it. So people that like what they're doing are going to do more. Mike's got some figures, but out of the officers we've got 130 years of service that's just related so close to youth. And so I'm just proud to be able to have that with the small department we've got. I don't want to hold you up any longer, but I'm here to continue to support this program. The joint effort that we've got with Dr. Martin and the people in this room is just excellent. And kids are seeing the benefit. Stephen Harris has started another program in the elementary schools that's really took off. So we're going to keep this thing going. And Mike and Allison, they come to me all the time wanting to go somewhere else and do stuff. And that's a little bit different than what Franklin County's been used to. But you find the information where it's at, it doesn't come to you. So I support these employees in going out and finding that information and bringing it back. It's one thing to go to a meeting and come back, but it's another thing to go to a meeting and bring back what you were taught and to put it to work. And so far, these people have done that great. So I want to turn it over to Dr. Martin now and let her tell you a few things, and I think you'll be really excited with what everybody has to say today.
Thank you.